hey, why don't we play The Seventh Guest for an hour? Why not? We recently played a little bit of At Dead of Night, a brand new FMV game. I did mention at the time that there were just elements about it that kind of reminded me a little bit about The Seventh Guest, which of course is a classic full motion video title. One of the early CD-ROM titles on the PC. This, along with Myst, was a game that people bought CD-ROMs for. You had to play this. It was hot. It was real hot at the time. This came out in 1993. It was released on a whole bunch of things, but originally I think was DOS CD-ROM. We're going to start a new game. I've played this in fits and starts over the years. We'll get started. Get an idea what this is about if you've never seen it before. The theme music is still pretty good. A lot of the music we'll be hearing will be MIDI, as was the style of the time on the PC. Made by The Fat Man. It's credited right there.
He was a drifter, moving from town to town, robbing a gas station here, a grocery store there, until one night. She was coming home from choir practice, but she never got there. Stauf took her purse and ran away. Spent, Stauf had to run and hide. He sunk even lower. He had nothing. No life, no possessions, no dreams. And that's when the vision came. A doll. And in his dream, Stauf reached out. It was a gift. Stauf carved the doll, whittling the haunting face until it was an exact replica. And when he was done, Stauf went to town, to a bar. The owner had a daughter. He said his girl would love the strange doll. And Stauf offered it to the man. And the owner, in turn, offered Stauf food and a place to stay. A simple transaction, the first of many. And that night, Stauf had another vision. Stauf created the puzzle just as he saw it, and everyone wanted one. Stauf opened up a shop because everyone wanted a Stauf toy. Every boy and girl in the town, and from all the neighboring towns. A Stauf toy is a toy for life, people said, and no two are alike. Everyone loved his unique toys. Henry Stauf grew wealthy, but then the strange virus came, and some of the children started dying. Dying, clutching their Stauf toys so close. And there was this one last vision, a last dream of a great house, a mansion that the wealthy toy maker was to build. A strange house, a house that scared people.
My, isn't this a cheery place?
Edward, I'm not sure we should have been here today.
Why? Because it's a spooky old house? Don't worry, dear. I'll watch out for you.
I expected more of Mr. Stauf.
And Lord, it smells awful too. What's Stauf been doing here?
How did I get here? I remember nothing.
And that's the intro. Stauf was just a criminal. He's like mugging people. And then he has a dream. Carve this doll. And he does, and people like it, and he sells many. More dream toys arrive in his dreams. Carves them. Sells them as well. Strangely, children are dying who happen to buy his toys. It's complete coincidence. Dream then tells him to build this house, so he does. And we then begin this game. We see 6 people entering the house. They don't seem impressed by the house. 6 guests. But the character we're playing is none of those guests. We're a 7th person, and we don't know why we're here. All we can do is just look around and explore the house. So this video of moving around the house in first person was mind-blowing. Oh my god, look at how the game it's like you're actually there. It's like virtual reality. Now, we can't go through all the doors right away. You see that skeletal hand wagging its finger? It means I can't go there. Maybe I could go there later, but not right now. But since we don't know why we're here, all we can really do is just look around and see if we can figure anything out. Well, this finger is pointing at the door. It means we can go there. And here we are in the lounge. Or rather, would this be the library, maybe? Could it be both things at once? Possibly. The game pretty much defines the areas that you can actually explore. And clearly this is something of importance here. Creepy. If I click on this telescope, there's an icon of like a skull with this like pulsing brain and eyeballs looking back and forth. It's very nice. So the thing about Henry Stauf, he's a toy maker. He likes to play games, and as such, he wants you to just solve puzzles. He loves you having to solve puzzles. That's how you advance in The Seventh Guest.
You need more than lenses to focus your thoughts on this one.
Stauf likes to offer commentary about how you're doing on his puzzles. Very powerful telescope here, by the way. I guess these are the canals on Mars. There are letters involved, and we can try to... What do we do? Well, who knows what we do? This is all the context we get. You know, some puzzle games, the puzzles might be sort of integrated into the world, like trying to figure out how machinery works or something. In this game, not really. In this game, it's more like Stauf makes these puzzles and just wants you to do them. So, I can click on the letter T, represented by that eyeball. Can't click on anything else. So that's defining where the starting point is. I can click on T.
Now this doesn't make sense. Or
T.
does it?
Or does it? Then I can follow the path. Do I want to follow the path to H or to Y? Well, I mean, you would just be doing this a few times to try to figure out what it is they want from you. But
A perplexing planetary poser. How puzzling.
if you are...
Perhaps a phonemic path can be phrased with a little postulation.
I mean, our character is quite verbose, it seems. Our character has access to a thesaurus, I believe. If you already know what the sentence is, I mean, you just select the letters. So from this circle, I can take a canal up to E.
Having fun yet, mortal?
I don't know why Stauf is calling us immortal. That would presume that Stauf himself is not, but he's just a toy maker, isn't he? We could go to either I or R from here. We're going to go to R.
This is trickier than it looks.
By the way, there's no penalty or anything for losing the puzzle. Like, Stauf doesn't kill you or anything. You can just try it again. But you don't advance, you don't make progress if you get it wrong. From here, we could either take a path back to I, or take a path up to E. We'll go to E. From there, we could go down to W, or to I. Let's go to I. Beginning a new word. From I, it looks like we can go up to S. From S, you could go to B or to N. From there, the choices are O, P, O, S. So there are two O's. Which O would you want to pick? Let's go to this O. From O, looks like the only choice is P. And from there, the only choice is O. Then S. Well, actually, we can only go to this S. Then we can go to B or this S over here. We're going to choose S. Then over to I. Then we could go to Y or up to B. We'll go up to B. Then we'll go to L. And then only one path to go at this point.
What twisted crime of logic would merit such a sentence? man Stauf built a house and filled it with his toys. 6 guests were invited one night. Their screams the only noise. Blood inside the library, blood right up the hall, dripping down the attic stairs. Hey guests, try not to fall. Nobody came out that night. Not one was ever seen. But old man Stauf is waiting there. Crazy, sick, and mean!
Well, even though we saw the guests earlier, it seems like Stauf is implying that maybe this night happened a long time ago. And maybe the guests didn't make it. But it's just a party, right? A party being held at old man Stauf's house.
Old man Stauf.
Oh, we can watch that again, I guess.
And filled it with his...
Just if you wanted to make sure that you got it right.
6 guests were invited one night. Their screams.
But of course, when we saw the guests at the beginning, they were a little bit translucent.
Blood.
You could see them, see through them a little bit.
Dripping down the attic stairs. Hey guests, try not to fall. Nobody came.
That doesn't really explain who our character is.
Was ever seen.
If our character is not among the 6 guests.
Stauf is waiting.
But, I mean, it does maybe want to be optimistic about it.
Sick and me!
If you already know that the 6 guests don't make it, and we're not one of the 6 guests, hey, that's promising. Let's continue on looking around. So we were not able to look through... I should walk through this other door right here. I don't think solving that puzzle will let us do that. No, we're still getting a wagon finger. When we saw the 6 guests walk in, it seemed like they thought that they were just coming for some party, and most of them didn't seem too impressed by the house. They certainly didn't seem like they expected they were walking into danger. And by the I guess if we click on this, we can see the intro scene again. But this is the front door. It might be kind of difficult to parse that as a front door, but that's what that is. Sounds like the MIDI music is... Okay, that stopped.
I guess our host wants us to fend for ourselves.
Oh, I've tasted better fare.
At least he left his regrets.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I don't know,
Oh, it says that we're each to have a piece. Exactly the same, including the symbols.
Why, that's impossible.
Okay, so a puzzle cake. Everyone was to have a piece exactly the same. Also, cameo by Eyeball Plates right there.
Become a grave digger now, have we? You are a glutton for punishment.
So most of Stauf's jokes are basically on that level. So everyone has to have a piece. The symbols have to be the same. Man, I don't remember what the idea of this puzzle was, but you have to arrange the slices. So, like, let's say, click on a slice.
2 stones. The rest is just icing.
And click on another one here. Oh, an adjacent one.
Puzzling.
Another adjacent one.
Not be created more equal than others.
Okay, you take 5 at a time. We can always restart.
You have to start again.
You can just do as many as you want. Like, do that as many times as you want. So I guess we take 5 adjacent pieces, it seems. So everyone has to have the same things. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, yes, I think they did say 2 skulls and 2 stones each. Everything else is just icing. So 12 skulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 icings. So that means each guest, there are 6 guests, each of them had to have 2 skulls, 2 stones, and 1 icing. So this is an easy one on the right here.
The rest is just icing.
Puzzling. Some cannot be created more equal than others.
And there they go. It's a lot of cake for one person. I don't really need that much cake. Alright, so the next guest would want 2 of each. I mean, yeah, this would work here, wouldn't it, down here? One of the guests thought it would be impossible to arrange this so that each of the guests got the same amount of cake with the same symbols, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would have been that difficult to make it happen. She absolutely did not think you could do it, though. So let's see. Maybe this. Let's see. We could do these right here, or we could do these right here. Which way should we go? Well, if we did these up here, we could do those. Let's give that a try. And that leaves one set of 5 remaining.
There.
Don't worry, I won't bite. Edward, we could help each other out. I could help you, and you could help me. Come and talk in my bedroom upstairs, where it's nice and private.
Oh, the sins of carnality and lust. So those two are gonna get together. The chattering teeth, I assume would we see just the cutscene again, or? Oh no, we'll get a little special scene right there. Stauf has a sense of humor. See, just, he's not all like serious and murdery. So we've seen a potential alliance happening between two of the guests. A younger woman who came on her own, and an older man who came as one of a married couple, saying they were going upstairs. Maybe we should go upstairs. Well, first, let's take a look at this door and see if it's open. It is. We're in the kitchen. Looks like I can get a scene.
Yes, this is it. No, it isn't. I still...
I do like how we see a little bit there of one of the characters trying to solve a puzzle, because usually we don't see them trying to solve puzzles, we just see them like having conversations. But this time you see someone just standing there by the pantry, moving cans around, saying, I think I got it? No, wait, I don't. But no, not, How long was she at it? Who can say? We can give it a try. I do seem to remember this puzzle being a bit infamous.
Here's food for thought. Be warned, though. Your mind will be gorged before this night is done.
So, if I remember this correctly, you have to spell a sentence using these letters. A lot of Y's in this sentence, aren't there? You usually don't see this many Y's. But if you notice B, C, G, is that an... I think that's an I. L, M, P, R, R, S, T's. So, that might be an... It's hard to tell. Is that... Is it an H or an I? It might be an H. It's hard for me to tell. But if that's the case, then the only vowels we would be using are Y. Everything else are consonants. So, you would have to try to work out what the sentence could be. I vaguely remember what the sentence is. Let me just see how you move cans around. Okay. Okay, just like that. Click two cans, and you move them. I do remember at least what the last word of the sentence is, so we can do that at least. Yeah, and I remember what the previous two words are as well. I can't really talk this through because it's not like the puzzle gives you any clues or anything as to
There's
what...
more to these cans than meets the eye.
Thank you, me. The game doesn't really give you any clues as to what this is. It's just that you're supposed to just move them around. Actually, no, the M isn't there. The M is here. And I need a B. You just need to keep working around until you find a sentence. By my crypt are the last words. I think I remember what this word is.
I don't think you can do this.
Stauf is no faith. I mean, I did the previous two puzzles. I don't know why he would be all of a sudden be all down on me about being able to do this one. So, Tryst by my crypt. Let's see, these previous words. Let's, trying to remember what this was. The first word is only 3 letters, and one of them has to be Y. So it's only a case of figuring out what the first 2 letters are. And they could either be P, it could be S, R, G, H, L. I guess that is a fair amount of letters. I think it was Sly? I think it was. Surprising amount of potential words that you could have with a 3-letter word with Y as the last letter. Surprising amount. And there's one that is 6 letters. I was kind of hoping that by doing a few of the words, it might make the other ones clearer. And as it is, for the ones I don't remember, the words are just not coming. That's just not coming out to me. And we can see why that one guest standing by the cabinet was having so much trouble. Who knows how long she was standing here in front of this pantry, just trying to figure out what it was. Well, I guess I probably will have to resort to just looking it up, because my memory is not working here. It looks like that the first one is the first word is the one that actually uses the H. It's barely a sentence.
Yes.
I like how our protagonist just realizes that they did it. Yes, that's what it has to be.
Now I've solved it.
Yeah, we did it. That has to be what it is. What else could it be? There's like a back door. No, 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 says that finger. Mm-mm. Don't think about opening that back door. You cannot. Another scene here. Ah!
I smell it. I feel sick.
Soup wasn't very good, I guess. The soup said, "Bring him to me." Whatever that might mean. Any other kitchen utensils we can look at? Looks like I just turn automatically. If I... There's not like many stopping points in these rooms. Like the game that I had played more was the 11th Hour. I feel like there was just more to look at in that game. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. But I feel like when you're in this room, there's like 2 points you can walk to and like barely anything to actually click on. Like I can turn here, but it seems like I just automatically turn to the... Yeah, there's just nothing to look there. Can't turn to the right. So as you can see, the progress in this game, as you solve the puzzles, is basically just seeing more scenes involving the guests and figuring out what happened here on this night. What is the deal? Why did Stauf invite the guests, and what is it that they're trying to do? Oh, I think I just accidentally clicked to walk this way. Didn't want to. Just wanted to turn to the left. Because now it seems like we've done the downstairs. Time to do the upstairs. Chattering teeth on the painting. Ah! The music there is pretty good. Well, there are those two. We also saw a lady that we haven't seen before beckoning us as she floated down the hallway. But I guess what we're going to look at is what's going on in this room.
Skipping threes and skipping fives. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this wordy tale. But you won't win. You're bound to fail.
Well, of course, who doesn't keep a puzzle on their bed as part of the bed? We all do this. So they said skipping 3s and skipping 5s. So 1, 2, 3, I can click there. 4, 5, I can click there. So I guess we have to go around selecting... Man, I can barely see what's on that board. Do we want to start there or there? I think 3 is T and 5 is E. Man, that's small. I forget what the solution to this one is as well. Let's just try this.
There are stars in space, but no spaces are allowed here. Only stars.
I think that's an H. So let's see, 1, 2, 3.
What did Stauf mean by 3s and 5s?
I mean, we already knew what that was. So there's, I think, a U? And then, I guess that's a star. Man, why is this so hard to see?
I don't think so. Skipping 3s and skipping 5s. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this wordy tale. But you won't win. You're bound to fail.
He didn't like my choice. If we did the
There are stars in space, but no spaces are allowed here. Only stars.
So if we did it again, it would be TH.
Stop.
Then I picked the U.
3s and 5s.
Then we could pick a star. No, cannot pick a star.
I don't think so. Skipping 3s and skipping 5s. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this word.
You might notice the cursor vanishes when anyone talks.
You're bound to fail.
So I do have to wait for people to just get out what they gotta get out before I try it again. We could pick E. No, E is just automatically wrong.
I think so. Skipping 3s and skipping 5s. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this wordy tale. But you won't win. You're bound to fail.
So we could go with
There
T.
are stars in space.
Stars in space. No spaces are allowed. Only stars.
Only stars.
It seems like the only one it's letting me pick from this position is H. Like, I'm not getting an eyeball appearing anywhere else.
What did Stauf mean by 3s and 5s?
So we could go back to E. I guess we can jump backwards. Stauf never said we couldn't jump backwards. So I was jumping forward. I guess we can go back to E.
I can't just step anywhere.
So we could go back to this star. Guess that's the only place we can go. I'm not seeing anything else. So the stars act as a space, I guess. I think that's an S. And I guess that's the only one we can go to. We could go back to that, which... Is that a K? I think that's a K. Or we could go ahead to a star, which I wouldn't think we would be going ahead to another star. We could go to... I think that's a Y. That would make sky, which would make sense. So I guess that's the only choice we have here. From there, We could go to a star, which seems like that would make sense, or a D. I don't know what Skyd would be, so let's go to star. From there, that looks like an I and a D. Well, we're near the edge of the board, so maybe there's only room for an I, like if it's a one-word, single-letter word, possibly. Maybe that's what it is. Is. Looks like the choices are like is or IY. Let's go with IS. We can go with a star, which seems probably right. Or a star going up ahead. Let's jump back and do a star. Then we have an R. We could jump back for that U. Or jump ahead to another R. U seems probably where we should go. We can jump to this D. Looks like the D is the only option. Jump ahead to this D, or to an R. Rudder, probably not. Rudded, it's more likely. Go to the Y, or the U. Ruddy or Rudu. Well, ruddy is an actual word. We could go to a star, or... Is that an O? That might be an O. Already is a word, so let's go for a star to start a new word. Another star, which we probably don't want. I guess we need to go to that, which I think is a Y. Then there's an O. Or an S. Well, an O seems like it would be more likely. And then there's a U. Or an A. Probably the word is your, so let's go in that direction. And then to a star. There we go. An F or a B. Let's see if it was F. The sky is ruddy. You're not that many letters left on the board. If it was F, let's see. Let's see. Nope, it wasn't that. It was the F.
Think so.
It was indeed the F.
Threes and skipping fives. Perhaps that's how one derives the answer to this wordy tale. But you won't win. You're bound to fail.
There are stars in space.
The nature of his puzzles just kind of means you just keep having to do them until you get them.
What did
I'm not sure why he's so confident that you're always going to fail.
I can't just step anywhere.
Okay, so I chose B previously. Let's go with F. It's not those letters are not appearing. I don't know if they're supposed to be appearing, but I'm not seeing them anymore. I chose F, so I could go with A, or an I maybe? Let's go with A. There's a space or T. Let's go with T. E. Space. Oh, it's appearing on the upper left. Is where it's appearing. I was looking in the lower right. I hope that's an L, like what I'm on right now. It's hard to see. Okay, good, it was.
Don't think you'll be so lucky next time.
You know the others will try to beat us. But it doesn't have to be that way. Not if you and I work together. We can solve Stauf's puzzle. We can win. You can get what you want, Edward. What is it that you want? Edward, shall I try to guess? I know where the puzzles are to be solved. I know where the puzzles are. I'll take you there. But first...
The smell, it's changing. I can't breathe. I feel sick.
I will give you everything. I will give you what you want.
Oh, it smells like doing it in here. I feel sick. Alright, so these two are allying, let's say. I also like the kissing sounds. The real intense passion happening there. Alright, let's look. Can we look around? Is there anything to see? I don't think there is. Like this format seems pretty simple. It's more like there's a puzzle in a room, you solve it, and then there's like a cutscene. And I don't really think there's much else to look at in the rooms. And the only question now is which rooms should we go into? This one appears to be open.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And oh, it's a maze. I remember doing something like this when I was a little girl. You have to follow it all the way to the center.
Oh, good. That previous music track finally ended, and that guest would be the wife of the old man who is currently in the process of doing it. And she's in this room checking out a maze. But if I click on this, there we go. We see a maze. And you don't know it at the time, but you really want to draw this because you'll need it later. For right now, we can click on it, though. Oh no, they faked you out.
Don't you just love surprises?
See, you thought that puzzle was going to be the maze carpet, but no. Let's pan over to the floor with giant chess pieces. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to... I believe you're supposed to switch them. switch the positions of them.
Which way should I go now? Which way should I go now?
Which way should he go now?
Which way should I go now?
Well, I don't seem to have any options. I could just put it back here. Man, I do not remember this one. I'm just blanking on this one here, which probably means that it's a good time to say goodbye to our hour of the seventh guest.
Start again.
You can always go to your Ouija board and save a game if you so choose.
Your game has been saved.
Thank you. And that's been our little look at the seventh guest. A classic puzzle game, one of the first CD-ROM games. It wowed everyone. Everyone was amazed at the time it came out. No one had seen anything like it. It's like you're really there in your interactive haunted house movie where the ghost is making you solve puzzles. And it's not really like anything. It's not like you're in any danger or anything. It's like an oddly relaxed haunted house game, you know? Because like usually in a haunted house game, you might feel like there's some sense of danger or something, but it's not really the case here. It's more like just going to casually saunter around this house. There's no like monsters or anything. Like I'm seeing some ghosts, but they're not scary ghosts. It's more like old people that are arguing about things, ghosts. And they don't seem to notice that I'm here. And like sometimes I might have to like sort pieces of cake and then I can continue on. Oddly relaxed haunted house game. But that has been our look at the seventh guest. Some of the puzzles are harder than others. And as far as what I would rank it, well, I mean, you have to give it a bully. Have to. Obviously, the game is quite aged at this point, but I would still give it a bully for how innovative it was at the time, and it's still pretty fun to watch. I'm trying to remember if at the time when it came out, if people liked the acting in it, and I really can't remember. But it's certainly fun. The acting is certainly fun to watch now, maybe for different reasons altogether. Well, like I said, we're just taking a look at it for an hour, and it's time to say goodbye. Sure.